high school choir soprano, the type that sings with such vocal variety even Pavarotti would be proud. Another legend is that he's such a great power lifter, he personally trained Arnold Schwarzenegger himself. He even coined the term, "I'm gonna bump you up." Yeah. So, with the speech titled, with the speech titled, "Why I'm Coming Out of Retirement," let's bring on up Jeremy Coleman.
When I was younger, I always thought I would make my mark in the world of sports, and I would retire before the age of 35. I had goals, aspirations, and magnificent illusions of grandeur. I planned to start making my mark by the age of 15, and by the age of 35, I would be a household name. I saw the opportunities that sports professionals had: money, fame, and the love of the sport. It was everything I desired. I tried to make my mark in sports. Strong and agile, I was invited to play varsity as a freshman in high school. Eventually, I was sought by college scouts for track and field. I really started to believe that I would be able to make my mark and achieve everything I had planned. I had an opportunity in football and an even better chance in track and field. That is when it all came crashing down. It was the end of my junior year in high school. The scouts were starting to stop by track meets just to check my status. One afternoon, while I was warming up for a meet, I dislocated my knee right in front of the scout. It was horribly embarrassing and excruciatingly painful. However, I thought for sure that I could move past this and everything would be fine. Little did I know that I would be plagued with multiple knee dislocations over the next year. And I would eventually knock myself out of an opportunity for scholarships. I simply could not give it 110% when I was so concerned about dislocating my knees. After 9 knee dislocations and many losses in competitions, I had to give up on my dreams. I was broken, to be honest, and I could not move past the disappointment of not achieving my dreams. After a significant amount of visits to the doctor, they eventually identified the cause of all my dislocations. It turns out I was born with Osgood-Schlatter's disease, which is a disease where the growth plates do not fuse together in growing kids. And it frequently causes patellar tracking disorders. The doctors fused my growth plates, and I have actually been stuck at 6 feet since I was 17 years old. During my visits to the doctor, they mentioned several times that I could still play sports as long as it didn't require rotary movements. Twisting or spinning, that's basically it. Each time I would perform a spinning move, I had the possibility of dislocating my knee. And that was because of the patellar tracking disorder. I had to start physical therapy over and over and over again. I felt comfort in lifting weights from a therapeutic aspect, but I felt that I could never return to playing sports. I spent months perfecting therapeutic movements and even grew stronger. One afternoon, my football coach in high school invited me to the gym. While most coaches are just teachers, he actually played for the New York Jets before he started teaching. I was pumped. Not many people get to work out with a pro football player, so it was exciting. Over the course of our workout, I told him the story of why I had to stop playing sports. He acknowledged that it was a disappointing adventure. Towards the end, he simply mentioned that it seems I have no issues working out, and you should stick with it. I was inspired by his suggestion. Over the next several months, I started lifting weights more consistently, frequently on the go twice a day. My goal was to use therapeutic motions and become strong enough to compete in competitions. I saw the guys on TV, and I knew it didn't require rotation. However, I quickly realized that I would never be able to deviate from a stable and rigid form. During my time in physical therapy, I learned a lot about leverage and anatomical movements. This knowledge gave me an edge in competitions. I trained for several months, and eventually I developed the perfect form for each lift. Over the next year again, I began competing at a very high level. I was drawn to the people and their individual motivation. Each individual that I ran in contact with provided guidance and respect, which helped me develop a love for the sport. Today I find myself in the same situation as when I was younger. I struggle with never obtaining the personal achievement that I set very early in my life. Last month I picked up a powerlifting magazine that had current rankings by age and weight class, and I realized that my name is no longer on the list. I quickly paged through the magazine as I realized that my last claim to fame was erased from history. As the frustration wore off, I began reading the articles. I paused as I reached an article with a picture of an elderly man lifting at the top of the page. There were 3 whole pages to this question and answer article, and all of them were dedicated to the 70-year-old man, Howard Myers. He was asked several questions. The one that stood out for me was the 1-page answer about why he still powerlifted at his age. I would love to read the whole article to you in order to really understand the thought process on the question. However, I'm going to give the paragraph that stood out to me in his 1-page response. The question was, do you have plans to retire from your career or powerlifting even after multiple surgeries? He stated, what in the heck would you recommend that I do at my age? I'm good at lifting. I've been doing it longer than all my friends. I didn't start lifting until I was 50, and I didn't peak until I was 62. I have 20-year-olds coming to watch me lift. And when I ask them why they aren't lifting in the competition, they tell me they don't want to compete against me because they can't win. That is a bunch of crap. I compete for the joy of it. I have everything replaced or repaired. I am still in better shape than when I was at 30. So why stop now? I have more friends than I did at 20 years old, and I'm teaching the new guys how to lift. I certainly can relate to Howard's comments in the article. 7 years ago, I contracted MRSA, a drug-resistant bacteria, which caused me to almost lose my leg. Luckily, I was able to keep the leg after surgery, but I developed severe nerve damage. When I realized the actual damage it caused, I felt my time as a powerlifter was over. I retired from the competition at a ripe old age of 29. After reading the article, I felt a little ashamed that I had given up so easy. He frequently mentions in the article that it seems 20 to 40-year-olds run into injuries. They give into fear, and you can never alleviate until you face it. 2 years ago, I dislocated my knee again, which fractured my tibia. This time, it took a year to recover. I started physical therapy again, which gave me the opportunity to develop strength in my legs. And after physical therapy was over, I returned to working out on a regular basis. At 37 years old, I still feel the excitement at the thought of a good physical competition. I do realize that I will never be able to get away from thinking about the injuries I've suffered while playing sports. However, I was never injured while powerlifting, and I achieved a great deal of success. Nothing has ever made me more proud than seeing my name published in the top 50 powerlifters in the United States by the age of 19. I had to break 4 American records for my age and weight class to achieve that status. The reasons I plan to come out of powerlifting retirement is because of Howard Hughes. I know that I will find joy in competing again. Chasing the proverbial personal record should be the only goal I have in order to find joy in competing. I have had injuries, but they do not limit me during my lifting. I am growing stronger with each day, and rarely do I actually feel pain from my injuries. It seems it is just the thought of being injured has held me back from achieving my goals. I am also hoping to find that camaraderie and motivation that individuals